Wow, I haven't even turned my light on. Bro. Literally set up the light but didn't even turn it on. Special. Oh, why is this looking like that? Oh, there we go. What? What right now? Are you joking? Okay. I was literally starting my intro, had my lights set up but didn't have them turned on, didn't have them plugged in. All right, honey. Welcome back to my channel. I am Kali Iman. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. I'm obviously a little sick, more nasally than usual. I've come down with like an unexpected cold today, so if I sound like trash, that's why. I basically just wanted to kick off the beginning of this video kind of just going over what's been going on for like the past 5 to 6 months that I haven't been making any content. I've had a lot of changes, as you guys can see, like in my background. Things are different. They look a little different than my old apartment. I have moved. I'm gonna get into all of that in a second, but I hope everybody had a really blessed, safe, fun holiday. Happy New Year to you guys. I want to go into 2020 really manifesting everything that I want to accomplish, and really putting forth effort to make it happen, and not just talking about it but actually getting it done. Okay, so that's why I've come back on here, and on top of that, like, things have kind of settled a little bit from the chaos that it was like 3, 4, 5 months ago even. So let me just go ahead and jump right into that. So a few things occurred during my little quick hiatus here. First there was just like a lot of like bullshit. I don't even know how else to say it. Like, there was just a lot of shenanigans, a lot of just yuck, you know, a lot of yuckness happening, and it was really affecting me. In all seriousness, it was really affecting me. I've kind of been dealing with, not kind of, because we're also not going to minimize in 2020. I've been dealing with a lot of familial issues over the past few years, but definitely over the past 1.5 to 2 years, it's kind of really kicked up a notch. Things kind of were getting like really rocky at the end of 2018, and I was up here by myself, and so I didn't really have like a immediate familial support system here, and so I had to seek out external resources to make me feel supported. Essentially, I sought out a therapist here because I just really wasn't doing good. I started going to therapy in February of 2019, or March, somewhere at the beginning of 2019, and I'm still with her to this day. So I started seeing a therapist at the beginning of 2019, and then as we transitioned into the spring and summer, things got a little better, but then they immediately like just dropped off like to the pits of hell. Like, it was just turmoil, it was chaos, it was a lot of confusion, a lot of anger, a lot of disappointment on my end. And like I said, this was around the summer, so like May, June, and I just wasn't in a good headspace. Like, I was in a terrible space. I was just doing so bad. I think part of the reason why I was doing so bad is that I was frustrated by the fact that I had started therapy and I had started to kind of get myself on the right path and do my own independent work, like independent of anybody else and whatever other like whatever bullshit they have going on, I knew that I needed to get back good and I needed to take control of me. And so that journey has been so long and difficult. And so to do part of that work and then to get to a point where you're like 4 months into the nitty-gritty, 4 or 5 months into the nitty-gritty, and to have somebody snatch the rug out from under you, I just was just so confused. And so I say all that to say it's hard to get in front of it, like even if it's in front of a camera, but you know you're going to be putting it on the internet or whatever, and to put on a face like everything's good and copacetic, and behind closed doors you're dealing with the inner turmoil of your life, you know what I mean? And so that was like really difficult. So I just wasn't in a good space to record. It was just not gonna happen. So that was what's kind of like honestly like set. It was just like after that, like a chain reaction, but a chain reaction of good things. So like once the like chaos ensued in the summer of 2019, things started happening like that for me, for the better, which really I think that situation in itself was a blessing in disguise. And I learned so much about people, about family, about myself, and just I needed to be moving a little different, you know. So I'm actually thankful that happened. It was terrible while I was in it, but looking back I'm like, okay, that's what I needed at the time. So that happened in the summer of 2019. Immediately after that, just because of the magnitude at which things were so terrible, I started looking for apartments that I could that I had control of the space over, like myself. I didn't want it to be sponsored by anybody. I didn't want anybody to have any control over whether or not my rent was going to be paid. I wanted to take care of it as myself as an adult and not have anybody else's hands in my well-being and in my safety. I started looking for apartments, and that was really difficult also because in the Northern Virginia area things are expensive, and at the time I had a different job that wasn't super financially supportive, and it was just a lot going on. So I was applying for apartments. Meanwhile, I had already taken the GRE in 2018. At the end of 2018, I took the GRE. So I actually, funny enough, got rejected from my first application that I put in to get into grad school, which was also super heartbreaking, and I was dealing with that in the summer of 2019. And then I actually reapplied to a different program and got into that program. And so I started school in August of 2019, grad school for a graduate psychology program. And then after that, I started applying to different jobs because, like I said earlier, that job that I had before, I met so many great people. I met one of my best friends at that job. I loved the job for the family that I built there. I did not like the job for any like other aspect, to be completely honest. I feel like my old boss is probably watching this, so hey girl, no shade to you, girl, no shade, but like, right? So it just wasn't working, and I knew that I deserved better, and I was gonna get better. I was determined to get better from any environment that I was putting myself in. So I started hunting for a job, and I found a different job at a different company. It's in a completely different area, and I literally excuse me, I started my new job in September of 2019. So also, I started my new job on a Monday. Literally the weekend right before that, I moved into this space. So me getting this apartment was a blessing. There's just been so much between starting grad school, between moving all of the stuff into this apartment. My dad came down and helped me move this stuff into my apartment, between starting a new job in a new city. Then there's a new guy. Like, there's just a lot of newness. There was a lot of changes happening towards the latter part of 2019, and you know, they were all mostly very, very good changes. I have no complaints. It was just like a lot going on. So that super long explanation hopefully suffices for why I've been gone so long. And you know, it's also just like a reminder for me to pick it back up, get back on my feet. Like, yes, I've been focusing on other things and trying to make sure that I was well taken care of within myself first and settled. But once you do that and you got that squared away, then you need to pick back up on stuff that you really want to devote your time to, and this is one of those things for me. So stay tuned for the vlog footage that's coming in this next clip. Thank you guys so much for listening to me ramble about my life, and if you would like to see more of that, subscribe and comment and let me know what you want to see from me. And as always, I love you guys, and bye.